Start recording. Welcome everybody officially to our Opportunity Business Call tonight. My name is Brooke Kleberger. I am one of your hosts. You will also hear from Riley and Lindsay tonight, and I'm not going to share about them because they're going to tell you their stories themselves. I have been doing Plexus a little over 3 years now. I am a Sapphire ambassador, and I will share more about that later, kind of about what that means. So tonight you are going to hear stories from myself. You're going to hear stories from Riley and Lindsay about how not only the products, but the business have changed all of our lives. We're also going to share a little bit about how Plexus is different, what we do in our business, why we know that you can do this too, and what the potential is for this business. So just to share some stats with you guys, according to the Kauffman Foundation, the average business costs $30,000 to start up. Even the smallest of businesses typically cost at least $3,000 to get off the ground. My husband has a construction business, and I can attest to this, like the amount of tools and things that he needed to buy and all the different like rigmarole that he had to go through just to get his business like licensed and up and running. It's expensive to start a business. Typically Plexus costs $39.95 to start your own business. Right now it's discounted half of that to $19.95. Every 12 seconds, a new home-based business is starting. It really is the wave of the future. It used to be one of those things that most people would be like, oh, business, no. But people are looking for flexibility. People are looking for more freedom of time, for independence, the ability to work from wherever. If that's you, let us know in the comments if you, what you currently do for work. If you're a stay-at-home mom, if you are somebody who has a job, what do you do for work? I'm curious to know like what line of work everybody's in right now. 70% of these home-based businesses, though, that are being started succeed within 3 years, as compared to 30% of traditional businesses. When surveyed, I found this interesting too. 70% of Americans say they'd prefer to be self-employed, and Plexus gives us the opportunity to do just that. So why is Plexus so relevant, though? Because we know that you have a lot of different network marketing choices if you are looking to start a home-based business. So why Plexus is different and why our products in a sea of other health supplements provide the answer for so many people. Number one, because chronic health issues are on the rise. And you'll know that if you look at your Facebook or your Instagram, your social media, people sleep poorly, they eat poorly. They have so much stress, especially with COVID right now. People don't get enough physical activity. They're struggling with motivation and move. Like people just aren't living their best lives. You can see evidence of this if you turn on the TV at night, and the ads just give away what we already know here in Plexus, that people are struggling and they are suffering and they need help. The ads are all for medications to help with all of these different health issues that people have going on. And what makes Plexus different is that we get to the root of those issues instead of putting a Band-Aid on it. And that's what sets Plexus apart from a lot of these different other maybe shakes or supplements that you could buy off the shelves. We love that Plexus gets to the root of the issue. It sets us apart, and it's what makes us a top-notch company. So not only do you have a slam dunk product, but the business opportunity just goes hand in hand with it because the compensation plan is amazing. So I want to introduce you to our first speaker though tonight. Oh, actually, before I introduce Riley, sorry, Riley, I was going to share a little bit of my story, so I'm going to put Riley on hold. So a little bit of my story, I started Plexus for the products. A little over 3 years ago, I was pregnant with my third baby in a matter of 2.5 years. And I had seen my husband's ex-wife sharing about Plexus, watched her for about 6 months, and I was totally anti-MLM, anti-network marketing. Sorry, Lauren, if you're on here. I know I made fun of the fact that she was doing it, and I just thought it was ridiculous. But I was exhausted. And so after 6 months of watching her, I bought the products. I started with the triplex combo, and I told myself, like, we had just bought a new house. I was about to go on maternity leave. I went to school for social work, so I was working full-time as a social worker, but we just didn't have extra spending money. So I told myself, if I love the products, that I would have to share about them to get my products paid for, because I just could not justify it. I had mom guilt about spending that much money on myself. So I started the products. I pretty quickly noticed that I had more energy to keep up with my kids. Like I felt so much better at the end of my third pregnancy than I did that whole pregnancy and my other 2 pregnancies to keep up with my kids. So I was like, I need to share about this. I want to get my products paid for. My husband was wanting to start on the products, and I was like, no, you can't start on the products yet. Be like, I'm not going to pay for you to be on these products until I start making some money with it. So I started sharing about Plexus, and I realized pretty quickly that people needed what we had, and it was something that that people needed. So it wasn't, I'm not going to say it was easy, but people listened because we have solutions to their problems. And I was able to get my products paid for within the first month. And after that, get my husband's products paid for. And it just kind of continued. It's not something I ever saw myself doing. I went to school for social work. I went to a private school. I had a master's degree. Network marketing was not a part of that plan. But after I had my third baby, then I just could not adjust to going back to work all the time. I hated leaving my kids full time to work. I felt like I was missing out on so much. So I set my goal on a certain rank that I knew if I hit that rank that I would feel good about, that would supplement half of my income. I could drop down to part-time at my job and I could stay home with my babies more. So I worked my booty off and I hit that rank, and I was able to quit my full-time job. I found a part-time job and I was able to be home with my babies more. Side note to that is that my husband does have his own business. So I always carried our health insurance, and that was a big thing for us because health insurance is so expensive. So I needed to be able to pay for our products. I needed to be able to cover our insurance. I needed to be able to cover the bills that my income was covering. And Plexus allowed me to do that in a way that I didn't have to miss out on that time with my kids when they were little also. So after that, I was like, okay, well, what else can I do with this? So I kept going and I kept sharing. I worked my part-time job for 2 years. And then this past summer, last February, I had my fourth baby. And then in the summer, I was able to quit my part-time job. And now I stay home full-time and I do Plexus. I do Plexus whenever I can. I have work time, I have nooks and crannies, and I fit it in. But I have reached the second highest rank in the company. And I will show you later what that looks like as far as income goes, but it's been the biggest blessing to our family. My husband has said that it's taken so much pressure off of him and his business, and it allows him to do his business for fun and enjoy what he's doing instead of just having to make all the money. So it's allowed us to pay off debt. I've got a free car. I've gotten a ton of free trips from Plexus. It has been the absolute biggest blessing, but the biggest thing that it's done for me and my family is allow me to stay home and be with my kiddos while they're little. I love being a stay-at-home mom. It definitely has its days. I don't love every moment, but it is the biggest blessing. So that's a little bit of my story. I want to now turn it over to Riley, and she is going to share how Plexus has changed everything for her. So Riley, can you unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about your experience with Plexus?
All right, awesome. So I'm Riley, and I actually just came up on my 1 year mark with Plexus. So I have been with Plexus for 1 year, and so much has happened in this past year. It has been so insane, but I'm going to go back to the beginning of why I started for my health reasons. And it was really because I had a lot of anxiety issues. I was overweight and I had gained a bunch of weight with my babies. A bunch of you mamas probably know how that is, and you just can't shake it off. And I was so sick of it. And then I was just exhausted all the time. And I just blamed it on being a mom. And I just thought it was so normal. And Lindsay, she's actually my upline, and we were at a mom group, and she was like, hey, like this is Plexus. That's not normal. Let's chat. So then we went to coffee, and I feel like my story is a little bit different because I initially knew I wanted to do the business. So we went into this coffee date. I sat down and I was like, so tell me about Plexus. Like, tell me all about it. And so we started talking about the products and what I should start on and all of that. And then I was like, okay, but now tell me about the business. Like, I am so interested. I was a stay-at-home mom. I still am a stay-at-home mom. And my husband made all of the money in our house. And I didn't really need to make money, but I just love the idea of being able to pay for my own products and being able to buy my kids whatever I wanted, not having to take my husband's money to buy him birthday presents and Christmas presents. I just loved the idea of being able to have my own income and be able to do all of those things. So I would say immediately I was excited about the business. I was so ready to jump right in. And honestly, I started sharing before I even got my products. Um, and when I say that, I wasn't sharing like, oh, the pink drink is so good and I hadn't even tried it. I was kind of just giving little teasers that I was ready to change my life and do some healthier things for myself. And I would post like a picture of me holding a water bottle, like, I'm drinking water today, guys. Hey, it's not pop. Like just little things like that. And getting people like interested in what I was doing and what I was going to be doing to change my life. So that way, once I got my products, then people were already invested. They were already interested in asking me questions. And when I got my products, I was able to just jump right into the business. So that was super exciting for me. So when I started, it was honestly pretty easy for me to go silver, which we'll talk about ranks, I think, a little bit later, but silver is our first rank in our company, sorry. And that's 3 people. And I had family members that were already asking me questions. My mom, my dad, my sister, my husband, they were all ready to do this with me because I had just been sharing like a little bit here and there, talking about what I had heard, testimonies. Sharing testimonies will help you so much in this business because when you're first starting off, maybe you're not experiencing all of these things right away, like all of the benefits and weight loss or energy. It's going to take some time because like Brooke was saying, we get to the root cause and sometimes that takes a little bit of time. So just having everybody jump on in with me right away was so nice. And that really got my fire lit under me. I'm like, I can do this. And so I started sending messages and adding people. And I was being super bold and just sending them to everybody because I had seen testimonies and I was so excited to do this business. And I quickly started growing my business. And I want to say 5 or 6 months in, I went Ruby, and Ruby is our 5th rank in our company. So that was so huge for me. It was such a blessing for our family. And I just love this company so, so much. And I will never leave. I am so happy with the business side of all of this, the community side, and the products, of course. But one thing that I love about our company that I wanted to talk about tonight is kind of Brooke touched on it like a little bit, but we do not have to have any inventory and there are no minimums that you have to have each month. You don't have to order $500 worth of product each month to be able to get paid or anything like that. And you don't have to have a whole cabinet full of products to where people will message you and say, hey, I want this. And you're like, hold on, let me see what I've got. And then have to take it to them, take their money, get all of that situated. There's none of that. It's so cool because when you sign up for Plexus, you are given a website. And that website is pretty much all that you're going to need to get somebody started up as an ambassador and do this business with you. So our website is so simple because once they sign up and you give them that website, they sign up and they get their products. Those products aren't coming from you. They are going to be coming straight from Plexus. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to get their money information, their card info. You don't have to deal with any of that. And I think that is so awesome. That is one of the things, because I was like, I've seen people that have done other MLM companies that you have to have like a huge inventory at your house and you spend thousands of dollars on the inventory and then you're like, but what if I don't sell it? And so that's one of the things that really interested me in the business is that you don't have to have any of that. You are doing things on like on your speed. You don't have to be like, okay, well, I just bought $2,000 worth of product. Now I have to sell $2,000 worth of product. So that is just something that I love so much. It makes it so easy for sharing and for people to purchase. It's just great. I love that we just get a website when we sign up, and that link alone will do so much for your business. But also Brooke was touching on our startup costs. And guys, it's so affordable. I don't know if you heard, but it's only $39.95 normally. And then right now, like she was saying, it's discounted. They do discounts all the time, which blows my mind, because when I first started, I was like, $39.95, like on top of the products, that kind of seems like a little bit much. And then I was like, hold on, wait, I'm getting a whole business given to me for $39.95. Like, that's insane. Most companies to start up, like I was saying, it's hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to start up. And you're being given a business, an entire business for $39.95, if not cheaper, or sometimes even free. Like, there are definitely times that Plexus is so generous that they give your business to you for free, which is just insane to me. Because I definitely $39.95, you spend that in the checkout line at like Target or TJ Maxx, like, like those little cheap aisles, you're like, oh, this and that, like, oh shoot, I just added $40 to my cart. Like, you can spend that so quickly. So $39.95 is affordable for pretty much everybody to be given a whole business. And let me tell you, the business has paid that back to me and so much more. You can make money so quickly, guys. And I'm not saying that the first day you start, you're going to make thousands of dollars. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're ready to work the business and you're ready to help others, you're going to make money. It's just Plexus is that easy. Like, you're going to make money if you're reaching out to people, you're trying to help people. You're going to get your products paid for pretty quick. And it might actually shock you how quickly. I've had people on my team where I'm like, hey, you just made like $300 from adding your 3 friends. Like, they're like, wait, hold on, $300? Are you kidding me? And I'm like, no, like, you just made that money so easily. Like, do you want to keep going? And then it just happens so naturally because you just want to help others. And that has definitely been something that has pushed me, because it's just like, it's something that everybody needs. It's something that everybody wants. Everybody wants to be healthy. So telling them that they can do that for our cheap price, and if they want to work a business with it, it's so crazy. And so then lastly, what I wanted to talk to you guys about, I don't know who all is on here, but if you are an ambassador already and you don't have our Plexus Engage app, you need to get that. You have to get the app. When I first started, I think Plexus might have had an app, but it wasn't really being used. Like, they didn't really have it up and going. And this is a newer app that they have sent us and given us. And it is amazing. You can do so much on it. And I just pulled it up. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it is so simple. Oh, it might not show, but there's just like, everything is right there on the home screen. It's there for you. You can send samples, you can send videos, messages, you can call people. And what's so cool about the app is if you have somebody that they tell you they're interested and you're like, hey, can I send you this video? And then you send them the video through this app, it will literally tell you, hey, Brittany opened the video. Hey, Brittany stopped the video at 1 minute and 32 seconds. She still has this much to watch, maybe send her a reminder. And then if you don't send them that reminder, they'll remind you again, like, hey, don't forget to send that reminder. Like, the app is so insane. You can do so much on it. You can keep track of so much. And it's right here on your phone, guys. Everybody has an app for everything. And you have to get the Plexus Engage app because it is so helpful. So those are just a few things that I love about Plexus. That's a little bit about my journey. And if anybody has any questions, I know there's a lot of people on here that are new. If you have questions, if you've seen my before and after pictures, I know they're kind of going around because I shared them today, and you have questions about products and stuff, I am always here to help you with that and talk to you about that, tell you what I use personally. But I'm so excited, and I think it's going to go back to Brooke now, maybe. Is it going to Brooke or Lindsay?
It's going back to me. Thank you, Riley, for sharing your story. I have loved to watch your journey because I remember when you signed up a year ago, and I've got to just see that transformation, not only physically, but with your business, and also how you've grown as a person and grown as a leader through this too. Like, the personal development aspect is amazing. But just to kind of highlight some things that Riley mentioned that I want to make sure that you guys caught. There's no monthly minimum. There's no products that you have to have on hand. You have your own website. You have an app that tells you what to send and when to send it and what to say and how to say it. And it's simple. I'm not going to say this business is easy. We work hard. If you want to keep going, we work hard, but it's simple because there's systems that you can follow. My husband has to pay people for his construction business to do all of the office work and all of the behind the scenes stuff. And like, I don't have to pay anybody to do that stuff for me because Plexus gives me the website and they're like, here you go. I don't have to pay employees. I don't have to pay somebody to do my bookwork or any of that stuff. So I think that that's really important. And the last thing I wanted to mention too, like if you haven't even tried the Plexus products, a lot of times I hear people say, well, I don't have a story to share, so I'm just going to wait until I have my own testimony to share. And you heard Riley say how she started sharing before she got her products, and she wasn't doing it in a way that was like lying about information. She wasn't claiming to have a transformation beforehand, but she was building that interest and that curiosity. You don't have to wait until you have your own story. You can share other people's stories. You can just say, hey, this is what I'm going through. Is anybody else struggling with this? Does anybody else want to do this with me? I guarantee you're going to have people that are going to be like, yeah, I can relate. I need some of that too. How do I get some of that? So I think that those are really important parts of Riley's story, that I just wanted to make sure that you guys all caught that. So now I am going to let Lindsay take the floor. Lindsay's been doing this a little bit longer than Riley, and she has a different story to share with you guys. So Lindsay, you can take it away.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. So if you don't know me, I am Lindsay Joseph, and I am an Emerald with Plexus. And I just want to share a little bit about my story. And like Brooke said, it's a little bit different. So if you know me, I have 3 babies, and they are very close in age. And something that I struggled with was postpartum depression and anxiety. And that is why I started Plexus. So I actually was watching Brooke. She has several kids. At that point had less kids than what she has now, but she had several kids very close together too. And I remember just seeing her, like her tell a story how she had energy, and she was like super pregnant with kids, and I couldn't even peel myself off the couch at that point. So I was struggling with anxiety and depression really bad, and sweet Brooke would continue reaching out to me, even though I'd ask my husband if I could try Plexus, and he would say no. So I'm like, all right, no, he said no again. And I know some people might think that's crazy, like you had to ask your husband for permission, but that's kind of what happens whenever you are struggling with postpartum depression and anxiety and you are a stay-at-home mom. You don't feel worthy of even $5, let alone $100 products that may or may not work. And it wasn't him saying no out of like me not deserving that. He did want me better, but he had a mindset that anything with MLMs were a scam and a pyramid scheme. He didn't really know what those were, but at that point, 3 years ago, I think it's getting better. If you were part of an MLM company, they weren't legit. Like they just sold products so they could make money because they were stay-at-home moms and they didn't want to go to work. And so that's kind of what he had in his mind until one day I was going to have to go get on medication, and he was like, no, like he actually told me to unfriend Brooke. I really like that part of the story. So I wanted to throw that in there. He told me to unfriend Brooke until one day he read side effects of some medication that I was getting ready to get put on. And he was like, no, why don't you go ahead and try Plexus first and we'll see what happens. And at this point I was skeptical myself too, but I desperately wanted it to work. And so I was like, okay, 3 products. I can totally try this and we'll just see what happens. Well, I was 3 weeks in, and my husband and I like could tell I was feeling different. I felt happier. I was getting off the couch. I was joining my family for dinner, but he looked at me and he was like, don't stop what you're doing. And I'm like, what? And he was like, don't stop what you're doing. Like whatever you're doing is working. And so at that point I'm like, oh, okay. And I continued taking it, and he ended up taking the products. Like he started with pink drink and that kind of thing. But at that point, I was about a month in, and I had told Brooke, like, I'm not interested in the business. I care too much of what people think. And I wouldn't be able to share my story. So I was praying about it. I was talking to Justin about it, and I'm like, dang it, I am not the only mom who's struggling with postpartum depression and anxiety. My heart is way too big to let a mama struggle when I have something that can help peel her off of her couch. And so that is where I started. I shared my story, and I've been vulnerable from the start. It's not easy telling people that you hated your life when you had 3 kids and a perfect husband, but it was true. And so I was just genuine. I shared my story. I have products that worked, and I really wasn't too scared of the backlash. Of course, I was nervous. I had some people who questioned me, and I just blocked them for a little bit because God was telling me to share this and I needed to be obedient to him. And so I just kind of had to build a strong backbone and ignore the people who made me feel that way. So I shared from my heart. And because of that, I have almost 1,000 people in my back office. And I've helped mamas be able to come out of postpartum depression and anxiety. I've helped people be able to get off medications that they never thought that they were going to get off of. I have helped people financially bless their families beyond belief as a stay-at-home mom. And you guys, I started out small. You know what I did with my first paycheck? I went and got my nails done. And that was literally everything to me because I stayed at home. I didn't feel worthy of getting my nails done in any sort of self-care because I had no money. Like, I viewed my husband's money as like his and then bills, and that was it. And it just wasn't healthy. I had zero sort of self-care. I didn't do anything for myself. So I went and got my nails done, and it made me feel so good because I paid for myself. And then all of a sudden I was making $400 a month, and I was putting groceries on our table. And then I was making $1,000 a month and paying for our mortgage. And I was in school to be a teacher. I finally had enrolled because I didn't have anxiety anymore. And so I finally was enrolling to be a teacher when God said, no, you're staying home. You're doing this business. You are helping way too many people, and you're not going to school. So I replaced my income that I would be making as a teacher with Plexus income. And then things just happened. I met people who needed exactly what I had and who could see the vision of the business, and they ran with it. And now I am an Emerald ambassador, and my average yearly income is over $100,000 a year. And I don't have a degree. I have no degree. I have nothing that says I'm qualified for this business except for God, who tells me I am, in a community of people who rally behind us, and we support each other, we uplift each other. And it's just amazing. The relationships that I have made are insane. The reason why I started sharing is because Brooke invited me to a lunch at Core Life Eatery. I remember this. I just started. I might not even had my products yet, but she invited me, and she wanted me just to see that community. And you guys, I had such bad anxiety. I had to like peel myself out of my car just to walk in, and praise Jesus I did, because that is whenever I knew I was in the right spot. I had girls that were praying over me. I shared for the first time with a big group of people that I was struggling, that I didn't like my life, and they helped me through it. They didn't judge me. And the relationships have been absolutely insane, you guys. I know I have people in my life today that I truly like cannot imagine them not being here because of Plexus. And, you know, like if it was just the community, if I didn't even make the money that I'm making right now, that would all be worth it to me, because I was lonely. I had no friends, and now I'm busy all the time. I can't say no to anybody because I love them so much. So the relationships have been amazing. I rekindled old relationships with people, and with my husband, he is so supportive, you guys. He literally, he pumps me up. He's seen all of the he's been to the corporate trips with me. He sees what this company is. He sees that this company is a Christian company. He sees his wife being happy and have a passion for something. You guys, I was that person in high school, like, what am I going to do with my life? I don't know what I'm not passionate about anything. I don't have a strong desire. Maybe I should be a teacher because I like to help people. And now he sees me be so passionate about something, and to see his support and his love, and him like, I don't care, share your heart on social media. I don't care if people make fun of you. And that was my biggest concern, is people making fun of me. But I will tell you, I have never felt so supported and uplifted by my entire social media. Do people talk behind me about I'm sure, but they don't know me. They don't know my heart. So, just being genuine. I'm gonna check over my notes to make sure I don't miss anything because I'm not a note person. But just being genuine, sharing your personal story, sharing your friend's story. You guys, Riley's pictures are going around because they're that insane, and people literally don't think it's the same person. It's like, you guys, we are genuine. We are sharing real stories. Our products freaking work, and who cares what people think? They don't know you. If they don't know you, somebody gave me this advice before. Stop taking the opinion of somebody who you wouldn't go to for advice. And once I said that to myself, I'm like, you know what? You don't pay my bills. You don't hear, you don't feel, you don't see my heart, and that's okay. I know I'm genuine. I know I have what every single person needs. We need health and financial freedom in this world. And I can 100% say I have what people need. And so that's why I feel so strongly and confident about sharing. And I encourage other people to share their stories because we know that they work. We do this in a way that you don't have to be spammy. You don't have to say, hey girl, try this product and you'll lose 10 pounds in the next week. No, you're going to say, hey, I saw your post. I feel your struggles. I've been there. Let me help you get to the root cause. And we just do it the right way, in the genuine way. And people love that. And they see that and they build that trust with you. And it's just different. So I'll be done talking now. I could literally talk all day, but it's just been truly the biggest blessing for my entire family. So I'll pass it over, Brooke.
Thank you, Lindsay. Lindsay is one of my absolute favorite people to listen to because every time she talks, I'm just like she just captivates my attention because she's so passionate about it. And I love her story so much. Another person that I've got to see along the way, and it still gives me goosebumps and makes me tear up to hear her story. You can hear the passion. I hope that you can hear the passion in how we are talking and the things that we're saying and what we're sharing with you tonight. And you guys, it's not because we don't do this, we don't host this meeting, or we don't want people to share so that we can make more money. We're doing this because we want to help you make money, because we know how much this has blessed us. We want to help you feel like you have a community of people like we do who support us and encourage us and are there for us and push us. We do this because we want you to have these products. We want them to change your life. We want the finances to change your life because all of our lives have been changed by it. You can hear it in all of our voices and our stories, and you can see it. You can feel it. You can read it in the chat too. For anybody who's been doing this, what we have is like no other. And I really, truly think that that's part of what sets Plexus apart, is the community that we have and the support that we have from other people too. I do want to make it clear, like, you don't have to quit your day job. You don't have to give up on your other dreams to do Plexus as a business. You can do it as much or as little as you want. You can, if you just want to put, like Lindsay said, like, go get your nails done or get your hair done and not feel guilty, you can make some extra money for that. If you just need help putting groceries on your table or paying for your gas each month, you can do that. You don't have to quit your goals or your dreams. You might hear in a lot of our stories that we end up doing that, and it's just because we love what we do so much and we feel so much more fulfilled in this. But you don't have to do that. And so I don't want that to scare you away. If you do have other things that you're working on, this could be a filler for you. As you're going to school or as you are trying to get your other dream job or whatever your hopes and dreams are with it. I love that you can do this as much or as little as you want, and that's what you're going to get out of it. I'm not going to go into all of the details right now, but I will tell you that there are 11 different ways that you get paid with Plexus. We get paid weekly and we also get paid monthly. And I want to share with you guys just the average salary. So we each shared what our ranks are, and I will remind you of those. Can everybody see this screen? I think you can. So this is the average monthly and yearly ambassador income, just so everybody can see here. Silver is the very first rank in Plexus. That is the rank that takes 3 people to hit silver. When you hit silver, you get a $100 bonus. Every time you add somebody, you also make $20 when they purchase their first pack of products, and you make commissions on top of that. So if you're brand new to Plexus, like you have not joined yet, or you are within your first 30 days, you're going to get all of that money that I just said, $100 bonus for adding 3 people. $20 when each of them purchase their welcome pack, and commissions on top of that. If you're within your first 30 days, you're going to get an extra $100. Or if you just are signing up with Plexus, that's a total of $305 in your first 30 days with Plexus. And so this is the average here. And then it kind of goes up from there. Gold, senior gold, Ruby. Riley mentioned that she's at Ruby, and this is her average and monthly and yearly income. Right here. Lindsay is at Emerald. When you hit the rank of Emerald, you also get a free trip. Last year was to Hawaii. This year is to Mexico for you and a guest. It's incredible. Also, when you get to the rank of Emerald and above, you also get a stipend that you can either use for a free car, a Plexus Lexus, or you can take the money and do whatever you want with it. So Lindsay's at Emerald and I am at Sapphire. And I just want you guys to kind of let that sink in a little bit. Like, we are real people and these are real incomes. Maybe sometimes it feels fake, or like people don't actually ever make money with that stuff, but they do. I'm going to put that back up, and I just want you to drop in the chat, if you feel comfortable, which income or which rank would be life-changing for you and your family. Like, which of these would change everything for you guys? It can be silver, it could be diamond. I just want to hear what you guys have to say, which would truly change your life, your family's life, the direction of your family. So what you can expect with our February group, I'm sorry, we are running over a little bit, so I want to wrap things up. We are starting a group on Monday that is geared towards helping you get started with your business, laying the foundation. We are going to give you post ideas, post this. We're going to give you message ideas. So what do I say when somebody says that they're interested in Plexus? We're going to tell you how to respond to those questions. We're going to give you messages, and we're going to do it in a non-spammy way. We don't believe in being those nagging people all the time. We truly believe in building relationships with people and genuinely caring about people and helping people. And so we are going to show you how to do that. We're going to walk you through how to post, how to respond to interests, how to send messages. We're going to walk you through how to sign somebody up when you have somebody interested. That is what that group is all about. I love everything that you guys are sharing, and I appreciate that so much. I love looking through the chat and seeing all of those. So that's what our February group is about. There are going to be also some incentives for if you add 3 people and if you add 6 people. I'm not going to announce those yet, but they're going to be fun and exciting. We will announce all of those on Sunday evening. All of this is taking place in our group called Start with Silver, and it is just a community where we want to hold your hand and help you start your business, get your business off on the right foot, no matter if you want to be silver, if you want to be a Ruby ambassador, if you want to be diamond. This is where you need to start, is Start with Silver. And so we want to get you plugged in. I have talked enough tonight. What questions do you guys have? Does anybody have any questions? Can you drop them in the comments before we wrap things up? Any questions about network marketing, about Plexus specifically, or the business? Anything that maybe you've seen done in a different company that you're like, ugh, do you guys do this? I'm curious about this.
While people are asking questions and all that, I did want to do something fun, and I think that it would be so fun to anybody or whoever in the comments right now says, I'm ready to start my business. I'm going to send you a planner and a notebook because that's who I am. I love being organized, and I wanted to give away that tonight. So whoever says I am ready to work my business or something along those lines, I'm going to send that to you. So, all right, I see Bailey. So that's who's going to get it. So I think you're under, is it Ashlyn? So I will get your information from her.
I love that. That was so cute. Thanks for doing that, Riley. Yes, and Maggie said, just make sure to mention there's no monthly fees either. Like, you pay that annual fee that's typically $39.95 and it's discounted to $19.95. You're going to pay that once, and you're not going to have to pay it again for another year. So you're not going to have to pay that every month. It's not going to come out monthly. If you decide down the road that you don't want it, you can cancel that before it renews the following year, and that is really nice. I will say also, like, I feel like the website is easy to use, and we are really helpful with helping people with that too. I don't know if you've ever had those subscriptions where they just keep coming and you don't know how to turn them off and you can't figure them out and you can't change them and you're just stuck in them and you get the same 3 products every month and you've got like, you're hoarding them and you don't want them. I've totally done that before. Plexus is really easy to swap out products. It's really easy to change that subscription or turn it off or try different products. You don't have to get the same things every month. I love the flexibility of it, and I love how you can, it's really user friendly to do all of that. Any other questions? I didn't see any questions in there, so I love it. All right, you guys, we have taken up enough of your time. If you were invited to this group by somebody, I'm sure that they will be following up with you. If for some reason maybe they didn't catch that you were on, please reach out to them and just let them know that you were on the meeting. Let them know something that stood out to you about the call. And if you have any questions or if you are ready to get started, we would love to have you join us for our February group. So you can, like I said, reach out to any of us or reach out to the person that added you. And we are here to help you guys. I cannot wait to do this with you all. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
Bye.